Hey everyone, Jason Schappert here, RemotePilot101.com, and I want to share with you today 3 FAA Part 107 trick questions we're seeing come up time and time again that our clients, our customers are reporting into us and we're personally seeing. So let's dive into them here. Let's cut to the screen and I want to show you this first question. You're going to think, how could this possibly be on an FAA test? But I'm telling you, they're trick questions. This test is more than just how to fly a drone. This test is really deep into the regulations, and there's some great real-world stuff in there as well. But let's look at this first question here. How long does it take for one mixed drink to exit your system? And you're thinking, why on earth are they even asking this question here? Well, we know that we can't operate under the influence. We know, and the typical answer here is you'd want to jump to, oh, it must be 8 hours. I've heard Jason say inside the RemotePilot101.com course, it's 8 hours bottle to throttle. Well, that's correct, but think about this. This question is different. It's saying, how long does it take for one mixed drink to actually exit your system? That's a different question. And the answer to that is 3 hours is the answer to that. Yes, it is still 8 hours bottle to throttle, essentially. Yet they're asking this in a different way, that how long does it take just one mixed drink to exit your system? Yeah, it only takes 3 hours, but we still have 8 hours bottle to throttle as the regulation. This isn't regulatory. This is just science here, is all they're quizzing you on here. The regulations say 8 hours bottle to throttle, but that's not what they're asking here. You follow me with that? That's why it's a trick question, because 8 hours is an option there. Let's look at another one here. When is pressure altitude equal to density altitude? Right now you might be looking at some of this going, I need to really step up my prep game because pressure altitude, density altitude, what does that even mean? Well, let's look at here. What are our options? When the temperature and dew point are close, when advection fog is present, or on a standard day. So what is pressure altitude, density altitude? Well, the actual definition of density altitude is pressure altitude corrected for non-standard temperature. Well, that's interesting. We use that word non-standard temperature. So when would pressure and density altitude be the same? On a standard day is your answer. What's the definition of a standard day? 15 degrees Celsius temperature and 209.902 inches of mercury on the atmospheric pressure. That's a standard day. That's also another question you'll see on there. What is a standard day? 15 degrees Celsius, 209.902 inches of mercury. That's a standard day. Let's look at another one here. The weather report lists the ceilings at 800 feet. By the way, here's another question. What's the definition of a ceiling? The lowest broken or overcast layer of clouds. The weather report lists a ceiling at 800 feet, so we know it's a broken or overcast layer of clouds. What is the highest you can operate our small unmanned aircraft system? Well, think of it. How far do I have to stay from the clouds? I know that I need to stay at least 500 feet below the clouds. So we have to do some math here. If the ceiling is at 800 feet, I do some basic math to say, okay, the highest I can climb up here, 6, 7, 8, 300 feet is the highest I could actually fly AGL, above ground level, to still maintain that 500 foot below the cloud regulation. All that we find in Part 107. If these questions I'm sharing with you are confusing, well, this is just part of the test. If you need a great prep course, let us really be your guide. Do check us out, RemotePilot101.com. We are currently the market leader, have the majority, the market share of 107 tests passed. Over 60% of the market, over 60% of the people that you meet that have passed their Part 107 test have used RemotePilot101.com. And out of those, and we're talking thousands, that's over almost 9,000 tests passed now, we've had 6 failures. That's pretty impressive. And if you fail, I'll reimburse your test fee as well. That's a bold guarantee. That's how confident we are in the course. If you read on any Facebook groups, any forums, you will see the praise for RemotePilot101.com. Go out there and find it for yourself, though, and then check out RemotePilot101.com to get signed up. The course is $150, and it's yours for life. Go check it out, and I'll see you guys later. See ya. You've seen online that the Part 107 knowledge test isn't easy. It's not something you can go in alone. Let us be your guide. Let our 57 full 4K training videos really hold your hand and take you through the course step by step to better understand complex topics like airspace, charts, METARs and TAFs, and aviation weather. You're able to test on and see the actual FAA Part 107 questions. And lastly, we're going to help you submit your application to the FAA. Visit remotepilot101.com to learn more.